was looking into her beautiful face, and I saw stars, and I could see me in her face. She spoke to me, and it was kind.
It's been over a month now since the Fantastic Four First Steps first hit theaters. By most accounts, people seem to enjoy it. I mean, I sure did. A lot was made of the setting, this gorgeous 1960s retro future that fully embraced its campy comic book origins. It was a fluffy, immersive world that for a moment felt like a breath of fresh air. However, despite all this, it was hard for most of us not to notice some jarring flaws, to say the least. Flaws first signaled by the shockingly low runtime, 1 hour and 54 minutes, for a movie introducing Marvel's first family, Galactus. That runtime feels more like a cry for help more than anything. But this kind of resulted in what feels like missing bits of character exposition, leaving some of our heroes feeling more like sketches than fully realized people. I mean, I can go on and on about this, but the biggest sufferers of this were probably Ben Grimm and the true object of this video, Shalla-Bal. Because while the movie around her felt rushed, I believe that her character was a masterpiece of tragic cosmic poetry. So today we're going to be breaking this down and going deeper into what I believe was the scope of Shackman's full vision. The Silver Surfer as a character has been known as an aura farmer or someone who's really cool. But to me, the core concept around the Silver Surfer has always been one of profound tragedy. Imagine you are gifted the power cosmic, godlike abilities, incredible strength, speed, blasts, the power to manipulate energy, and a cosmic awareness that lets you perceive the universe on a level that mortals can only dream of. But this gift comes with a curse. You are a harbinger of doom, a scout for a world-devouring god. You are forced to drift alone, heralding destruction wherever you go.
He wanted something for himself. He had always dreamed of going beyond, having adventures, and now that he gets that, he finds himself so empty. The man who wanted to travel among the stars is able to do it, but realizes that space is empty and lonely.
To me, it's the ultimate cosmic irony to see and understand everything, but to be condemned to a life of profound, unending loneliness. Now, much was made of the movie's choice of the surfer, particularly a female over the accustomed male surfer, Norrin Radd. But I believe the film's choice to make this surfer Shalla-Bal, and a mother at that, was a stroke of genius. It leans into the most potent aspect of the surfer's burden, the emotional toll. It reframes the curse not just as a loss of self, but as a perversion of the maternal instinct. A mother who is meant to be a giver of life is now forced to be a herald of death, all to preserve the life of her own child and her own people on her home world. The surfboard itself, almost permanently bound to her, becomes a visual metaphor for this burden. It's not just a vehicle, it's a chain, an attachment to a life of death and destruction that she can never escape. This is a choice that I'm sure was debated endlessly in some boardroom. And if it were solely up to Feige, I'm pretty sure this scene would be deleted from the entire movie. But the real genius of this portrayal is how it uses the theme of language. The movie establishes that language embodies culture. The story of a people is woven into the words that they speak. And with every world that Shalla-Bal marks for destruction, she absorbs its language. She takes a piece of them with her, a silent growing archive of ghosts inside her mind. This is reflected in her design. The silver casing is meant to represent her transformation into something no longer human, an instrument of Galactus. But the filmmakers make a distinct and crucial choice to keep her eyes alive. They're not blank or silvered over. They are windows to the soul that she's trying to suppress. When Johnny Storm leans in close and sees himself reflected perfectly in her metallic visage, it's a brilliant visual motif. Even as this husk of a person, this drone, she still reflects the life that she's about to extinguish, symbolizing the absorption of the individual. And as she leaves these doomed worlds, she offers a blessing in her own native tongue. Moha Puviro Ame, a phrase that translates to die with yours. It's a chilling yet poignant act. Even as she subconsciously carries the languages and the cultures of countless worlds with her, she offers them a final pity in the words of her own people, the very people whose survival is paid for by this horrific work.
We own something or have someone in our lives, we come to the conclusion that they will always be there. We will always have these things. And it isn't true. Things can be broken, taken. People can leave, die, disappear. The idea of having something takes away from its true value.
This brings us to Julia Garner's performance. In the trailers, her delivery was powerful, booming, but in the final film, it's almost flat, emotionless. She sounds like a drone echoing a pre-recorded message. I herald his beginning, I herald your end, I herald Galactus. It's not really a proclamation, but a recitation. It's the sound of emptiness, of a being who has had to hollow herself out to endure the unimaginable. It's a choice that probably made Kevin Feige nervous to not cut out because it wasn't epic enough. Can you tell that I don't like Kevin Feige? Anyway, this emptiness is what makes her reawakening so powerful. When Johnny manages to get a hold of transmissions from her homeworld, the sounds of her child, the music of her people, and combines them with the voices of the world that she has destroyed, something breaks inside of her. The dam of emotion that she built up finally cracks. Why? Because whether she knew it or not, she had taken a piece of all of them with her. The languages, the cultures, the final cries. These weren't just data, they were memories, ghosts, and hearing them all at once, alongside the very reason that she made her a sacrifice, forces her to confront the totality of her curse. And in that moment, when she finally helps the Fantastic Four send Galactus away, she doesn't say a word. Her silence here is more powerful than any speech. Her actions are her new language. After absorbing the words of 1,000 dying worlds, her ultimate act of defiance is performed without a single one. It's a rejection of her role as a herald, a being who only speaks to announce doom. By choosing silence, she reclaims her agency. Now, this isn't to say the film was perfect. Of course the film had its flaws, and there is merit to the fact that a film can complete a character arc without any significant cuts. But the story of Shalla-Bal was a masterclass in visual and thematic storytelling. It was a tragic exploration of motherhood, sacrifice, and the weight of memory, all wrapped in the shell of a cosmic superhero. It was a kind of complex, heartbreaking, and beautiful character arc that proves that even in a flawed blockbuster, true art can still find a way to shine through.